Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. Today is October 24th, 2023, and I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. So great to be back with you guys today. The NBA season starts today. We have made it. Can you believe it? And I'm here on this episode to talk about how the rookies fared in the preseason, because for the most part, probably all you heard from the rookies were Chet versus Wemby versus Chet, and it was an amazing duel they had, and just amazing preseason overall for those two. But the other rookies stepped up. There's some other guys that you need to know about and how they did, and the national media is not going to cover that. So that's what I'm here for. So we're going to get into that. I know you heard about Dame and Giannis, guys on their new teams, all that good stuff. But for today, let's have a preseason wrap up for all your rookies. So let's get straight to it like it's nothing to it. First, let's go with the stat leading categories. The players that had the most in each category. You get what I'm saying. Points, of course, Victor Wembanyama, 19. He led all rookies in points. Rebounds is a surprise here, but Ausar Thompson led all rookies in rebounds with 9 per game, and he's a small forward. I mean, technically, he's a multi-positional player, but 9 rebounds for someone that's not a center, very impressive. For assist, if you want to count Vesely Micic as a rookie, he and Scoot tied with 6 assists as far as the stat leading categories. Vesely Micic is 29 years old, so that's why I don't know if you want to count him or not, but he's technically a rookie. And for blocks, Victor Wembanyama with 3, led all rookies. Steals, Bilal Coulibaly led all rookies with 3. Now, as far as statistics overall, pretty much going to go in order from best to worst. I'm going to name like 25 rookies, how they did, give you their stats. So here we go. Number 1, of course, Victor Wembanyama, 19 points per game, 5 boards, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, and like I said, with those 3 blocks per game, Victor Wembanyama had an incredible preseason. Preseason. I mean, you can't ask for much more. He showed everything he can do. He did not get injured, so that's what you want. It was a time where he was doing so much. I was like, okay, sit him down. We don't need to see anything else. But there are some concerns still. I don't know if you want to say famously known as the person that had Victor as the 3rd prospect in this draft class, and that is because of the way he plays. He's not playing like a traditional center. He's not playing like a traditional anything. He's nothing that we've seen before. He's playing like a guard at times, a center at times, and I think he could find himself in a situation where he's doing too much, and he could easily get injured. But scare money don't make no money. So for now, Victor Wembanyama lit up the preseason, and I loved it. Hope you all did as well. I hope he can keep it up. So 19 points, 5 boards. You want to see those rebounds up a little bit more, but like I said, he's playing inside and outside. So we'll see how that may switch up in the regular season, if at any. We will see. Next, if you want to, this is kind of like a bonus. If you want to count Chet as a rookie, I don't. The NBA will, because he missed out on his preseason. So, I mean, you could put Chet on this list at 16 points, 5 boards, and 2 blocks. I just technically don't count him as a rookie, but I will mention his name. People are going to kill me because he's not on this list right here. But technically, if you want to count him as a rookie, he's on the list. All right, next, let's go to Julian Strawther from the Nuggets, the biggest surprise, I believe, thus far in the entire preseason. He averaged 18 points per game, a half block per game, lit it up out there for the preseason for the Nuggets. Shot 45% from 3. That is truly impressive. His other statistics are not really there, but in 4 games, he showed that he is one of the best rookies in this class. He's a prospect, Julian Strawther, that I thought could have came out last year. He had an incredible college career. He decided to stay in college again to move up in the draft. He didn't really move up. 28th pick in the draft. he's showing everyone why experience does matter. You don't necessarily want to write off the guys that have been in college 2 or 3 years, especially if they go to a good team. Guys like Julian Strawther can really flourish. We will see how that will work in Denver. We don't know if he's going to find a role right away. He's kind of going to be competing with Peyton Watson. So we'll see. But, I mean, he's shown enough in the Summer League and preseason to where he should get minutes on this Denver Nuggets team. Next is Scoot Henderson at number 3. 13.5 points, 6 assists per game. Like I said, leader in assists per game. Not many other stats. So you really want to see steals go up a little bit. He had half a steal per game. But in 28 minutes, he probably was on cruise control in the preseason, but he showed a lot of good things. He was very confident in shooting the 3, hit a lot of nice 3-pointers out there. 3-point percentage was only 29.5%, but it's still an improvement from what he was in the G League, and his form and confidence seem to be there. So very pleased with Scoot. I think he'll have a great season running the show in Portland. Number 4, Ausar Thompson from the Detroit Pistons. Averaged 12 points, 9 boards. Like I said, leader of all rookies in rebounds with 9 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block per game. Mr. Do-It-All, Ausar Thompson. He has been debated whether he's going to start or not. They say he was going to come off the bench, but, I mean, he is pushing for minutes on this team right away. He's a multi-dimensional player. I love how he can do everything. Like, him and his brother really can play multiple positions, but Ausar can probably play the 1 through 4. It's kind of crazy. And I was not high on Ausar coming into this draft class, but he's like the multi-tool knife, got the screwdriver, the wrench, all this stuff on the one little pocket knife thing. Ausar Thompson is that, and he impressed in this preseason, in my opinion. Next, his brother, number 5, Amen Thompson, almost 12 points, 4.5 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal per game. And he just showed those flashes of electricity. And if there was no Fred VanVleet, I would love to have seen Amen Thompson run the show for the Rockets, but he's still going to get to show them everything he has, Fortunately for him, Kevin Porter Jr. will not be there, which, anyway, we're not going to mention Kevin Porter Jr., but that does open up minutes for Amen, and he should have a nice rookie season. Next, let's get into Cam Whitmore. Very good, very impressive preseason. In the Summer League, he was the MVP. In this preseason, 11.5 points, 3 boards, 1.5 blocks per game. And he showed how, never thought he would be buried on the bench in Houston. But, I mean, he's shown that he is probably the best small forward they have. He won't start right away, but there's a chance Cam Whitmore could be getting some big minutes on this Rockets team. Jayshawn Tate is hurt. Dylan Brooks is, who knows where his mind is half the time. But look out for Cam Whitmore in Houston. Next, Marcus Sasser put up some nice performances with Detroit as well. 10.5 points, 4 assists per game. His only issue is finding time on that roster. You have K, you have Jaden Ivey, so it's going to be hard for him to crack the rotation. I expect him to be in the G League all year. But we will see. Marcus Sasser, he did definitely impress and shot 40% from 3. So his only knock is his height. He's like 6'1", 6'2". But he's a really good point guard, really good guard. Marcus Sasser for Detroit. Number 8, Imani Bates for the Cavs, 10.5 points per game. Not much else, 2.5 boards, half a steal here, half a block there. You want to see the other categories come up, but in 15 minutes per game to have 10.5 points per game, that goes to show you he can still light it up given the opportunity. I cannot wait to see him grow into his body. He's still skinny, long, lanky out there and doing this. So maybe 2 years from now, he's going to look incredible out there with the more filled-in body. He could be unstoppable. So Cleveland could have something here with Imani Bates as a surprise second-round pick. But for me, obviously, I had him as a top 15 player in this draft. So, Cleveland must have listened to me and they got a steal. No, I don't know. But next we have Jordan Hawkins, the same 10.5 points per game with the Pelicans. Not much else, but we know he's a knockdown 3-point shooter. He may find some time in the rotation until Trey Murphy gets back because he's going to fill that 3-point shooting role. But I don't know if he's ready. We will see. Next, we have Keontae George, preseason Summer League darling, 10.5 points, 3.5 assists. I'm interested to see how the Jazz are going to use Keontae George. I'm going to assume he's going to come off the bench, at least for the first part of the season. But we will see. He has shown everything that he can do. He's impressed everyone. Everyone had him as, someone with low expectations, and he surpassed that plus more. He was my 6th ranked prospect in this class, and he's playing like it. So it all depends on the opportunity he gets. Next, Ben Shepherd with 9.5 points per game for the Indiana Pacers. Not much else to mention. 34.5% from 3. He will be buried on the rotation, probably in the G League all year, but it's good to see Ben Shepherd showing what he can do. Kind of like Julian Strawther, guys that are older. He went to a small school, so he was slept on, but he balled out, so it's good to see. Next, we have Hunter Tyson. This is a guy I'm really high on. Hunter Tyson for the Nuggets. Big man, but not a center technically. He's a shooter. 9.5 points per game, 4.5 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal per game. He only shot 28% from 3, but like I said, he's like 6'9". He can fill that role as backup power forward, backup center, depending on the lineups. And he played great in the preseason, great in the summer league. They gave him 25 minutes per game. So they don't have much depth as far as big guys. And Michael Porter Jr. is hurt already. So it's a chance Hunter Tyson will get some minutes on this Nuggets team. Look out. 13, Chet Howard, 9 points per game. Not many other stats, but he shot 39% from 3, and that is just what the Orlando Magic need. He showed a lot of good potential out there in the preseason. And, his clips going around everywhere like, wow, the Magic really did good with this pick. And this is my point of where people can get into a state of the piling on social media. Chet Howard was always a great pick, but you see some commentators say Chet Howard at pick 11 or 12 or whatever it is, that's too high. Just because that person said it's too high does not mean it's true, because he was picked over Grady Dick or a couple other fellows. Chet Howard clearly was a top 12 pick in this draft class. Amazing talent. And, if you scouted the draft, you would have saw that it's pretty obvious. So people that did not scout the draft will get footnotes here and there, Stephen A. Smith style, and say, oh, that's a bad pick. But it's really not. If you did your homework, the Magic could possibly have a guy that's going to get some nice minutes this year because he fills that 3-point role plus more. Next, Kobe Jones, 9 points, 1 steal per game. That's really impressive on the Sacramento team, and only 15 minutes per game. He's going to be a backup guard, possibly in the G League all season, but it's nice that you can show what you can do when given time. Next, Jarris Walker, 9 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Mr. Do-It-All for the Indiana Pacers. I think he has a really good chance of getting minutes on this team. Possibly starter minutes on this team. He will be competing with Obi Toppin, but other than that, Jarris Walker is no reason not to use him 25 to 30 minutes per game, I think. But we'll see what they do with Obi Toppin and how they split those minutes. Next, we have Brandon Miller. Yes, we finally got to Brandon Miller, 16th ranked in scoring, but he averaged 8 points, 6 boards, and 1 steal per game. Up and down preseason, better than his summer league, but, he has struggled a little bit, but he shows the flashes that you want to see. So we will see if he will continue to get better. I think it's going to be a lot of growing pains, a lot of, he shot horrible from the 3-point percentage. It's not even 10%. So, but we're just gonna keep on rooting for Brandon Miller and hope those flashes become more of a consistent thing for him and he averages it out because he has a great opportunity with Miles Bridges suspended the first 10 games and who knows what's pending for him. But Brandon Miller, talent's there, got to put it all together. Next, Leonard Miller, 8 points, 5 boards, 1 steal, 1 block from Minnesota, showing players why he should have been a first-round selection. That was pretty obvious to everyone that knows what they're doing. But in only 13 minutes per game, he put up these points and rebounds. I would love to see him play a lot more in the regular season, but he's on Minnesota where he's kind of buried, so we will see what happens. And when you're a rookie and you're not starting, you can either fill in every now and then or just not play at all. So we'll see what they do in Minnesota, but they have a great prospect with Leonard Miller. Next, Nick Smith for the Hornets. A lot of good flashes in only 14 and a half minutes per game, 8 points per game, 33% from 3. Not many other stats, but he showed himself pretty well, I would say. And like with a lot of players messing up, knuckleheads on the Hornets, guys are going to be given a chance to get minutes, and Nick Smith looked pretty good. Next, Cason Wallace, 7 points, 1.5 steals per game. That's what's going to keep him on the court if he gets on the court, and surpasses Trey Mann. Because right now, Cason Wallace is going to be a backup competing for minutes, but if he is a great defender, which he's always been known as for the most part, Cason Wallace should compete very well and probably surpass Trey Mann as far as minutes. Getting those steals is crucial and locking down point guards because Josh Giddey is not like the best point guard defender. Shea is not the best point guard defender. Lou Dort is. You have Lou Dort and Cason Wallace out there. I mean, it'll be hell for the offense on the other side of the ball. Next, Grady Dick, 7 points, 1 steal, 1 block per game, 47% from 3. That's what you want to see. And the Raptors have Scotty Barnes just got injured a little bit, so Grady Dick may have more of an opportunity to play. And let's go to Kobe Brown, 7 points, 1 steal, 1 block for the Clippers. Don't think he'll get much of a chance to play this year. Brandon Podziemski, Golden State, 7 points, 5.5 boards, 5.5 assists, 1 steal. That's what you want to see from a rookie point guard. Kind of like TJ McConnell, that's what you want. Those assists are vital. Next, Tamani Kamara, 7 points, 1 steal, 1 block. He was traded from Phoenix to Portland. We'll see if he can crack the rotation. Phoenix loved him, but Portland has a bit of a logjam in the minutes category. Next, G.G. Jackson, 6.5 points per game. He possibly could have some opportunity here with Steven Adams being ruled out for the entire season. Yes, they do not play the same position, but I think that you move Jaren Jackson up to the 5. There's no 4 truly on this team, but G.G. Jackson can fit right in there. I think it'll be a great fit. There will be growing pains, but it will pay dividends in the long run to get Gigi this experience. Next, Bilal Coulibaly, 6.5 points, 4 boards, 3 steals, and 1 block per game. So if you're playing fantasy, you want those steals, Bilal Coulibaly should have plenty of opportunity to get minutes and plenty of opportunities to grow offensively. He's still a little raw, but he's got the long arms in the frame to do some damage defensively. While Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma shoot every shot available. Next, Trace Jackson-Davis, 6 points, 4.5 boards, and 1 block per game for Golden State. Small chance he can get in there, crack the lineup, but they did bring in Dario Saric, so I don't know if Trace will get that much time, but we will see. Kobe Buffkin, 7 points per game, not much else. He will be a next year type of prospect. I don't think he'll play much for the Hawks unless there's an injury. Andre Jackson for the Bucks, same boat, 6 points, 4 boards, 1 steal. Bucks don't really play rookies. They're trying to win. We will see what happens. He can run the floor, very athletic, but I don't know about that. Derek Lively, second leader in blocks. Not much else. I mean, 6 points. You can do better than that. 5 boards as a 7-footer. You got to do better than that. And 2 blocks per game. You love the 2 blocks, so we'll see. There has been talk that he will be starting for this team. As skinny as he is, he will be starting at center. I don't think that's going to work on every night. That will work some nights, but I think they're going to be throwing him out to the Wolves depending on the matchup. So Derek Lively, and he's going to just throw him to the Wolves. We'll see if he survives. That's all I can say. They need to put Rashawn Holmes in there or somebody with some bulk or girth to help him out, but that's going to be fascinating to see him with the Mavs and how that plays out. Chris Murray for Portland, 5 points, 4 boards, 1.5 steals. I expected a little bit more from Chris Murray, being that he's a senior, but he's still a rookie. He has a little bit of a ways to go. Jaime Jaquez, 13 points and 7 boards. He's way down here because he only played 1 game. So I didn't see if he got hurt in that game or not, but most of these guys played 3 or 4 games. So he's on the list, but I want to see more. He got hurt in the summer league. So if he got hurt in the preseason, that's not a good sign, but we will see. And last but not least, Vesely Micic, like I mentioned with the Thunder, if he is a rookie, those 5.5 points, 6 assists, and 1 steal, very impressive, especially those 6 assists, because I mean he was just very comfortable out there, playing at his own pace, playing like Luka plays at his own pace, and was able to get any pass he wanted against the defender. So that was very impressive. I don't know how much he will play because they don't need a point guard. And like I said, his style is unorthodox, but Vesely Micic looked very good running the point. Now, I hope that got you all caught up for the regular season, which starts today, October 24th, 2023. That's your quick preseason recap. It was wild. It was furious. It was amazing. I'm just glad no one had any serious injuries. So let's hope we have a great season for our rookies this year. I'm sure we will. Who's going to win Rookie of the Year? Who's going to be in the all-rookie team, first and second team? We will see what happens. I already kind of predicted that early in the season, but if you want a new recap, I'll be on it this week. So enjoy the NBA season. We're back, baby. I'm out of here. Till next time, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.